Yo, what's going on over there? Justice Severin back again from Original Chapters. I want to go ahead and break down with you today my 3 keys to give you absolute guidance in your journey, okay? Once you dial this in, I promise you it's going to give the ultimate amount of clarity for how to best proceed in your business to make sure that you are moving forward with efficiency and purpose and actually going to get yourself set up to hit your income goals and beyond there. All right, so this was a live I did right inside of my Original Chapters marketing group. Absolutely though, today I want you to make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you're new to this channel, get you hooked up for all the future content we have and everything we've already got there in the past. But let's just go ahead and get right to it here today. Really, these kind of 3 keys, right? I mentioned that in the title here and in the bottom. The 3 keys to making sure that you're staying on point with where you're heading and actually your strategy here. And so I think that these 3 are going to help you to really understand on a day-to-day basis exactly what it is that you're doing and whether it's actually correlating to the goal here, right? So, I was going to do a whole PowerPoint about this, but I think this is just easier just to break it down face to face right here, right? So let's keep it simple. So main 3 things. Simple. Your principle, right? You got the principle, you got the strategies, and you got the tactics, right? Principle, strategies, and tactics. Now let's break this down a little bit deeper here. Because once again, let's keep this super simple though, super high level right now. You got your principle, you got your strategies, and you got your tactics. Now, how does that play into your long-term game here, right? How does that play? Hey, and everyone, go ahead and drop a, not even drop a love. Hit the love button, hit the like button if you guys are watching, get some value already. We're about to get even more into it. So like I said, principle, strategy, tactics. At the top here is your principle. Now let's say this right now. The principle is king, right? The principle is the overarching theme to everything you're doing in your business, everything about your goals, your dreams, your vision, your why. It's what you are heading towards, right? That right there is the principle, right? So that's the top level. I know that, imagine these imaginary lines here, right? Top level. I'll use my little weak fro over here as the little guy. Top level is the king. It's the principle. It's I want to be the best organic marketer I can possibly be. I want to help the most people I possibly can. I want to go ahead and build my business up to be the most productive ad agency ever, right? Whatever that is there. The principle is that right there. Now, right below that is the strategies, right? Let's go into my beard level here. Right below that is the strategies. Right now, what strategies are we going to use to actually make sure that we're going to have the most successful ad agency, that we're going to be the best organic marketer that we can be, that we can dominate whatever your principle is? What strategies are we going to take, right? What road are we going to take? And not even roads a little bit too. There's too many roads. What highway are we going to take? Let's use that analogy there. Because once again, there's a billion. We'll say there's a billion roads. I don't know how many roads there are. There's too many roads, but there's only so many highways, especially in a certain distance. So what strategies are we going to take to make sure that we're going to get to our principle, right? And within those strategies, we'll go chest level here, are the tactics, right? The day-to-day work that you're doing, the day-to-day work that you're putting into your business to actually make sure that you're completing the mission of the strategy. And the strategy is directly tied to the principle. So connect those dots there, right? You have the tactics at the ground level. Consider these. If the principle is the king, maybe you are female, the principle is the queen, right? And right below that, you have the strategies. The strategies you consider your counsel, right? Maybe you got your secretaries, you got your XYZs. The counsel is the strategy. And that's how we are now passing off to make sure that we know what we need to be focusing on as the principle. And then when we take that a bit lower into our tactics day to day, right? Into our tactics day to day. So now, once the council understands where we're heading towards, right? Okay, we understand this is where we want to go. Now, how do we plug it in, right? How do we really plug it in now and go into our day-to-day tactics? So that now for all the people, I'm not going to call them peons, but all the foot soldiers, right? All the foot soldiers now have clarity on what they need to do. Because right now, the tactics are definite. The tactics are specific. Right? There doesn't need to be obscurity when we're talking about our tactics, because at the end of the day, if it's not hitting the principle and if it's not hitting the strategy above it, then it's not hitting the principle, right? So once again, let's even just break this down into, let's go some real life examples here. I'm just making these up on the spot, but at the end of the day, understand it's relevant to everything here. So let's just say right now, your goal is to help out help out 5 people to their first $1,000 day, right? 5 people with the first 1,000, not even that. And that's even to me a little low, right? Let's go ahead and say I want to help 50 people, 50 affiliates, 50 whatever your business is. In this example, I'm say 50 affiliates. I want to help 50 affiliates get to their first $1,000 day. I want to help 50 affiliates make their first sale, right? So how are we going to do that? That's the principle. I want to help 50 affiliates get to their first sale. Let's just keep it simple. I want to help 50 affiliates get their first sale. What's our strategy to doing that? Right? Because at the end of the day, you know, that could be a super broad way of putting it. So you have to dive in, at least to a certain degree. You have to dive in, and you have to think, what strategies now are we going to do to get these 50 affiliates, right? How are we going to do this? So a part of your strategy, hey, I see you, Cody. How we doing over there, my man? Hey, like I said, hit that like button, love button. You guys are getting something from this. I'm telling you, man, this is super powerful here. So once again, we have our principle. How am I going to help 50 affiliates right now? Then now what strategy are we going to take to actually make this thing happen? There's, like I said, obviously there's a lot of highways, right? There's a lot of highways. Which highway are we taking? We taking I-95, we taking I-20, right? Which highways are we taking to get to make our principle a reality? And now once again, your highway, it's not, hey, I'm glad to see you guys live over there. Drop the hashtag live if you're here, right? The highways, that's not a bunch of roads, right? The highways are not, once again, to bring the analogy to life, the highways are not, oh, what funnel software am I using, right? If anything, funnel software is a tactic of the strategy here. We're talking about, let's dig deep into our strategy, because this is really when you start diving these things in, this is how you start to really get clarity in what you're doing. You know what? When this part's fuzzy, that's when people say, oh, I'm lacking clarity what I'm doing. That's a big part right here. So understanding your principle. Once again, back to this example we're using. Keep it simple. I want to help 50 affiliates make a sale. Strategies. What strategy are we going to use? It doesn't have to just be one. You can have multiple strategies. What strategy are you going to use to make this happen? Or strategies. One strategy can be, I'm going to leverage Facebook organic, right? That could be one strategy right there. Maybe another strategy is going to be, I'm going to build up my email marketing. I'm going to build up my email list, right? Those are just two strategies here. So let's go ahead and talk about the Facebook organic part, right? So boom, my goal is to help 50 affiliates make their first sale, period, right? That's the principle. Once again, so you have to hammer this stuff in. If this part isn't hammered in, the rest is fuzz. The rest is unclear. The rest is blurred out. So now you get down to strategy. I'm going to leverage Facebook organic, right? So now when we start getting down, where we start getting down to the actual tactics here, now we understand, all right, focus. Facebook organic is the strategy we're using. How are we going to do it? All right, we're going to do it by, I'm going to optimize my profile, right? I'm going to optimize the profile, get this thing right? Okay, now at that point, this is also giving you clarity on these tactics, right? Because there's so many different ways you can optimize your profile. And I'm just giving this as an example. I don't want to go too deep into how explicit the tactics can be, but just use this example and think about it and what you're doing right now, right? So your tactics could be, like I said, optimize my profile is a tactic of your strategy. The strategy is to leverage Facebook organic. The principle, right? The king of it all is to help 50 people, right? So how you're going to use that strategy of Facebook organic, the tactic needs to reflect the strategy, which is reflecting the principle. So at the end of the day, you want to now put something that says, hey, I help affiliate marketers to do this, right? I help affiliate marketers to do this. My content is going to reflect this, right? My cover photo, my mission statement, right? When someone gets to my page, it should reflect this, because at the end of the day, it's all coming back to that principle right there. It's all coming back to that principle. So and once again, this can go so many different directions, right? So let's even just keep it same principle. I want to help 50 affiliates make their first sale. Strategy. Facebook organic's just one. I said email marketing is the next there, right? Okay, email marketing. Now, what are my tactics going to be? I know I want to go down the email marketing route to help out make my principle possible. Email marketing, what are my tactics going to be? Okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm somehow adding 10 people a day to my email list, period. I'm going to make this, this is part of I'm going to get on the ground, I'm going to make this happen. And then another tactic to my email marketing is, I'm going to make sure I'm sending out at least two emails a day. Let's just say 2 emails a week, right? Let's get practical sometimes. At the end of the day, just setting yourself realistic goals is a good thing too. I just said 2 emails a day. Sometimes you don't always have to kill yourself, right? Realize that maybe if you start doing 2 a week, you realize, you know what, I'm getting in the groove of this. I can make this thing happen. Bump up the tactic. Dive into that tactic, because at the end of the day, you're trying to use this tactic to make the principle, the strategy all connect. Now you can go ahead and expand, right? Now you can go ahead and realize, all right, how can we make this tactic even better, right? Make this tactic even better so that now the strategy is coming to life, right? Now all of a sudden, oh, my email is just growing. I'm starting to get some responses. You know, I'm actually being a little more open with my marketing in my emails. I'm opening a 2-way conversation now all of a sudden, right? Instead of just putting out random emails, trying to, once again, using your tactics, trying to make things happen. Now you're realizing, okay, you know, I can be a little better with this tactic, because email marketing is the strategy, but there's a way that I can now, after some experience, after some testing, I always say best to test. Now when you're doing this, it's going to help you out and you can dive in that much deeper, right? That much deeper. Once again, so now at its core though, what are we, keep this in your mind, because this is, once again, this is where you get lost. This is where you get lost here. You're doing the email marketing in this example, right? Under this strategy, the email marketing umbrella strategy here, you're doing two emails a week. What are these emails going to be about? Right? What are these emails going to be about? They got to come back to the principle. At the end of the day, it has to come back to the principle. The strategy is email marketing. We know that's why we're doing this tactic, because this is what our strategies to help out 50 affiliates get their first sale, right? In this example here. So imagine, this is just the one overarching principle. You know, at the end of the day, this could be very relatable to whatever your principle is. Maybe your principle is even something bigger, right? Maybe your principle, let's go even at a higher level here. My principle is to start a missionary in Africa, right? Let's just go that big. That's my principle. Right now, at the end of the day, what's one of my strategies to making this happen? Well, I don't have the cash to do that, right? So now a strategy to making that happen is affiliate marketing. I'm going to go ahead and get cash flow into my business, into my world, into my personal, by using affiliate marketing, which is now going to help me make this principle possible, right? So I'm using this strategy of affiliate marketing, and now what are my tactics going to be? My tactics are going to be, I'm going to do cold outreach. I'm going to make content that's going to bring in some leads for me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. You know, I might do whatever the case is. And then at the end of the day, you can dive deeper into those tactics. But just keep in mind here, what is pushing us? And I think honestly, in that's honestly, maybe that's even too much of a principle if I'm being real here. But at the end of the day, I want to give you these examples because sometimes just having something, like paint your why at it, right? What's your why? At the end of the day, a lot of us get into this to help people, right? A lot of us get into this thing to help people. At the end of the day, if you're in this just to help yourself, you're going to fail. You're going to fail here because it's got to be bigger than that. It's got to be bigger than that, right? You have to have a stronger why. You know, if you're that selfish, which I don't think any of you here are, or else you wouldn't be here right now. You're trying to grow and you're trying to help other people to be successful, which in return is going to help you be successful. Like, let's not sugarcoat it. It's going to, by helping someone else, you're going to help yourself. And the more you can do that, those are the best feelings you're going to have in your business. I promise you that. So I really, once again, I could go off on this even more, but like I said, I want to keep this pretty high level, simple, because at the end of the day, it's going to bring you that clarity. Principle, strategy, tactics. No matter what your principle is, the strategy's got to come off of it, right? The strategy has to be tied to it. And whatever the tactics are, it has to be tied to that strategy. So once again, I want to give you these examples of what not to do quickly, right? Funnel software, like I said, funnels, and not even funnel software. Let's dive into a more realistic example here. You are now trying to, let's go back to the Facebook organic example, or back to our original. Let's go back to scratch here. Principle, I want to help 50 affiliates make their first sale. Strategy, right? Facebook organic. Tactics, now we're in the mud, right? Now we're in the field. We're soldiers out here trying to make it happen. Tactics are our day-to-day actions. The strategy is not the day-to-day action. The strategy is what the day-to-day actions reflect, right? And the strategy reflects the principle. So the tactics here now, if you just catch yourself this, because it happens all the time. I'd be lying if I said it doesn't happen to me sometimes. Catch yourself with the tactics part now, right? So now let's just say you're working on, you know what you gotta be doing day to day. You understand your daily action plan, let's say. But now you're working on a website, right? You're like, oh, you know what? I'd love to have a little side website just that, like a couple people, if they come here, you know, they can really make this thing happen. And you know what? I think I might get some nice leads there. All right, awesome. This is all theory. I don't really know if like it's gonna work, but I got an idea. It might work. Okay, gotcha. And you know what? It's not even gonna be for the affiliates. You know what I think I'm gonna do? It's gonna actually be for designers, for website designers. So just in case they come, they might be interested in affiliate marketing. I can kind of pull them in, and then you catch yourself finding yourself working on this website for a week. Does that tie in? What's your goal here? What's your goal here? Your goal is to help 50 affiliates, right? And I'll tell you right now, if you're out here targeting these designers and that's your main goal, you're spending a week trying to convert graphic designers into actually diving into more of an affiliate plan. Like, you're gonna spend a week trying to transition these people who you have a whole audience built up of people who are actually into affiliate marketing, or actually into like entrepreneurship in a way where they're more open and not so stuck in their ways and trying to get to the design world. Because if that's what you're spending a week on, you know that's not going back. That you might be touching the strategy a little bit by using Facebook organic in a way, like you're trying to drive traffic to this through Facebook organic, but it doesn't match the principle. It doesn't match the principle, right? So I just wanted, like I said, hammer in these three. Like I said, I told you I got 3 keys for you today. These 3 keys are gold if you let it be. Principle, strategy, tactics. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys sticking through to this, man. Like I said, I see people hitting the hashtag live. Hit the heart button, like button. I want everyone else in the Facebook group to see this here too. You know, really dive in on that and make sure you make this thing happen. You know, I want to see you guys crush it because I know you're capable. You wouldn't be here otherwise if you weren't. And so now with that being said, let me know if you guys have any questions. Like I said, I'm willing to stick around for a sec here. Let me know. I'll give it a little something. And while I wait for those questions to pop up, if they do or don't, great. If not, I'm totally fine with that. At the end of the day, I want to make sure you're taking these 3 keys and crushing your business. Like I said, look into wherever you're at. Maybe people in this Facebook group are doing YouTube, right? You're doing YouTube. So maybe your goal is to have the same thing in YouTube, right? Or on TikTok, wherever you are. Let's just say YouTube for this example. I want to help 50 affiliates make a sale. Because once again, the principle can be the same across so many different places. But the strategies to get there are going to be different, right? The strategies to get the vehicles are going to be different. So once again, YouTube, I want to help 50 affiliates make a sale. Take it below that. I want to go ahead now and on YouTube, my strategy is going to be YouTube, let's say. And it's going to be making how-to videos on YouTube maybe. Maybe that's something like that there, right? Getting people into the world, into making money online, into this MMO niche. Start to realize, oh, there's ways to make some money out here. Now your tactics, right? Maybe your tactics are how you go about making those MMO videos, those how-to videos, right? Maybe your tactics are the way you include call to actions in your videos, right? And being deliberate, right? Now, let's even just say that. Let's even say that your call to actions in your videos, right? What type of call to actions are you going to do? Are you going to do call to actions that, you know, hey, drop a hash, you know, or whatever. I'm not in the YouTube world. Let's just say it's similar to Facebook because I do call to actions there all the time. Drop a hashtag, you know, my video if you want to see, I don't know, I'm not in the YouTube world, but let's just say, for lack of a better way of putting it, if you want to see something that's irrelevant, fill in the blank. If you want something that's irrelevant, drop a hashtag this. Or comment in the comments of my video if you want to see something that's irrelevant. Doesn't make sense. Right? Now, once again, I can't think of a good example of something irrelevant. I'm sure maybe something's popping in your head, so I'll let you guys take care of that. Right? But at the end of the day, keep that principle strong. Because you'll know that when you're putting out whatever that is there, whatever that call to action is, if it's not something that's going to bring in people who want to be affiliates, right? If it's not something that's going to bring in people who potentially want to be a part of your mission, which is your principle to help 50 affiliates make a sale, right? Because that's the whole reason we're doing the strategy. That's the whole reason we're doing the strategy here, is that now we can make this principle a possibility. And the only way we're going to do that is we have these tactics that's the day-to-day, right? That's your daily action plan. It's an ugly phrase. Don't get me wrong. I don't like daily action plans sometimes. It's like, at the end of the day, if you do the same thing every day, I'm not telling you it's going to work. We all know that's not the case because you've been doing the wrong thing every day. So at the end of the day, dive in there and understand that what you're doing on the tactical level, your foot soldier, like I said, principle's king, right? Strategy is the counsel, right? Those are your top dogs understanding the game plan at its core to make this principle possible. And then right below that is the actual tactics, the soldiers. And once again, if you're your own, like a lot of people, like, I'm fortunate enough to where I have a team now, but at the end of the day, it was not like that for the majority of my journey here. So at the end of the day, I was having to do all this, right? And so I'll be honest, there's times where it's not as clear. Things are getting a little more fuzzy. So you really got to make sure, dive in and understand that you are heading in the right direction. And then the best way to know that, look at your principle. Analyze what you're doing in the now. And if it's helpful, if it's actually pushing it, if it's related to the strategy and actually related to the principle, move forward. Move forward and keep going strong with it. So like I said, hope you guys got a lot from this over here. I see people dropping the comments. Hopefully I'm not missing more comments. My fault, people. I'm seeing there's more comments here now. I'll go ahead and answer some questions real quick. All right, so we got Cody here. This doesn't matter because the message is the point, but you are out of focus, brother. Wait. This doesn't matter because the message is the point, but are out of focus. But you are out of focus, bro. I don't know if that's relevant to me. I'm gonna move past that one. What if you don't got the cash to get into affiliate marketing? If you don't have the cash to get into affiliate marketing, promote something for free. There's so many offers out there where you can promote for free. And if you're leveraging organic, honestly, keep following my group, because I give away. Obviously, I have a whole mentorship I run, but I give a bunch of tips here for free, and I'll be honest, a lot of it's on organic. So leverage an organic strategy for one. You don't want to be dealing with ads. I think that ads are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think that if you're starting off though, and if you have low cash flow especially, ads are not the way to go. Ads are not the way to go. You're going to spend $100 to lose $100, right? You're going to spend $200 to lose $200. It's not worth it. All right, not worth it there. All right, so now I see Tyler over here. Strategy 1, gun for what you want to do and follow them all the way. I love it. Use multiple social networks. Keep focus. Oh, okay. My man Tyler's diving in over here. Number 4, show what you're about when people come to your page. Love it. Reach multiple people at a time. 6, send a couple emails a day. 7, my man's diving in. 7, keep things simple. Better yourself. Better yourselves and better everything around you. Keep everything on topic. Help them get that money. Exactly, man. Help them get that money. So I gotta say to that, Tyler, one thing I want to just comment here is I'll be honest, I like to focus on one platform, honestly, at first. So I know I mentioned email marketing in this example. I think that to me isn't, and here I'll say this, actually, to follow it up. I like having one primary social network and then a secondary. So to me, like even in my business currently, I'll be honest, Facebook is my primary. I see email marketing as my secondary, right? My focus is on the Facebook. And now at the end of the day, I'm able to still keep the email marketing going, allow myself to have another network. So let's just say for someone else, that could be TikTok. I'm keeping that way going there. Once again, at least these are all leveraging. You're absolutely right. This is all hitting the principle on the head there, right? So at the end of the day, it's hitting the principle on the head, but we have to make sure that our strategies aren't too spread out. That's kind of where, and once again, once you start getting some success, then I always say, I always like to say this, once you get your first sale, now you kind of realize that things are working. You're realizing, okay, rinse and repeat. I got something working. That's how you know. Boom, like this, hammer that strategy. The tough part I have is when people have too many different strategies and now you don't know where to focus, right? You don't know which one's the gold mine, right? So that makes it a little tough there. So I just want to talk about that point, but honestly, everything else you're saying there, Tyler, I love it, man. Show people, like you're talking about now, just being yourself, being authentic, bringing that, everything you're saying there is going to bring authority to your page. That's huge, right? And like you said, most important things, one of the most important things, keep it simple. I can't overestimate that, whatever the term is. Star that right there, right? And better yourself by better everyone else around you. Love that, man. Love that. Would tactics just be doing the strategies and following them? I would say so. Tactics would be if the strategy is something, tactics would be everything that you're doing underneath that umbrella, right? Like I kind of said, maybe a strategy, if you want to go even more detailed, maybe the principle is to help out 50 affiliates make a sale through Facebook organic, right? And now maybe one of your strategies to make that possible is through content, right? So now what are you going to do on the content side day to day? Those are the tactics now, right? So now the tactics would be inside the content umbrella. would be, okay, I'm going to make a post that's going to be lead generating today. Next day, I'm going to make a post that's all about value and education the next day. Then the next day after that, I'm going to go ahead and make a little poll post, get some whatever going. Then the day after that, I'm going to do a little something about my lifestyle, right? Kind of show people a little bit of entertainment, show them, hey, here's me eating a lobster over here on the ocean, right? These are all tactics now inside of that strategy. The strategy is content to get you to that principle. So I hope that helps there on that one there, Tyler. Cody, I see one thing that I do is this before I get into further convo with someone, so don't waste anyone's time. I have them read my ebook to open their mindset. Then there's a questionnaire at the end that will let me know if they're worth furthering my time to tell them about the program I have to offer. Hey, that sounds to me like a tactic within your strategy. So at the end of the day, Cody, I ain't mad at that, man. Would I do that before I get further into convo with someone? You know, to me, honestly, what that is, and I'll give you this. So for me, I like to personally get on calls. So I kind of treat it in a similar way before I'll get in a call with someone. I want to understand that, pre-qualify them. Absolutely. So to you, that's kind of a pre-qualifier. As far as have them read your ebook, to me, if someone wants to offer me an ebook to read before, for one, you got to make sure that your authority is right. Obviously, that's some strong positioning. I will give you that there. It's like, hey, you want to talk to me? Read my ebook. If I realize that you read it and we can talk about it, then I'm willing to take things to the next level. Right? So I actually like that from that standpoint. You just have to make sure that your authority is at a strong enough place to actually make that a reality there. That's all. That's the only thing I want to say there. But honestly, I do like that approach there. I just don't want you to miss out on sales because you're not taking the time for people who may be interested, just are like, I don't know this. Just to use your name as this example, I don't know this Cody guy. It seems like he might know what he's talking about. I don't really feel like reading his ebook. You know what? Maybe you're not for me, Cody. I'll see you later. That's the only thing. If you're okay with, once again, maybe those are not, as I've said in the past, those may not be great prospects for you. At the end of the day, you may have just pre-qualified them in the best way. So at the end of the day, I like that strategy too, man. I just want to shed that light there. Principle. I want to help people that hate their 9-to-5 and pave their own way. Strategy, ebook, tactic, booking a Zoom call. Boom. Boom. I love it. There you go. You even just kind of worded it nicely there. You got it, man. Exactly. Like I said, if you wanted to, because if anything, strategy to ebook, maybe where you're going to find these people to give the ebook. That's the only reason I might say the strategy may be a platform or somewhere like where you can actually get these people the ebook. Maybe I think that maybe there's two tactics in there. Would be one, the ebook is the tactic of wherever you're finding these leads, and then breaking that down even further, booking a Zoom call to close the sale. And I love that you're jumping on sales calls, man. Strategy sessions, sales calls, whatever you want to call them. I love that you're doing that because it's a great way to, I think, build better rapport. If you ask me, I talk about that all the time. Cody, how are you helping if you're selling them something? I like that, Tyler. Hey, at the end of the day, you got to honor your time too. So, hey, I understand. At the end of the day, too, these are tactics. Best to test. I'm not going to knock on what Cody's doing there. Solomon, thanks. Hey, absolutely, Solomon. I love it, man. Cody, because they're investing. Oh, I see you guys are having a little conversation there. Oh, I see my man Mark's over here live. I love it. I might see what Cody and Tyler are talking about in a second. I want to make sure there's no other questions. Baba, the one there is college free. Okay, gotcha. All right, you know what? Since those are the last questions, I'm gonna go ahead and see this little conversation Cody and Tyler are having, so I can step in here. So like I said, Cody said, but pretty much Tyler's asking if you're helping someone. How are you helping someone if you're selling something to them? Cody, you're over here. It sounds like you're saying they're investing into education, which I can't argue with that statement. That will teach them the skills to be able to sell valuable products and make money online. Pretty much, you sell something for $2,500. If they make $2,000 at their job and want to quit, they invest in this program, and all they need is 2 sales. My man sounds like he's got a sales pitch down. I like it there, man. Hey, so far, I can't argue with what Cody's saying, but I want to see what Tyler's saying here now. When you think education should be free, if you want to make money, they have to pay. And then I saw Cody say, is college free? Yeah, tricky question, yes, but that's also a no. So at the end of the day, I can't disagree with what Cody's doing there, honestly. I think that at the end of the day, it does do a lot, and I think, let me see, who is this? Was this Tyler or Cody who said this? So this was Tyler. So Tyler, honestly, what you were saying is going to be beneficial on top of it. If Cody adds this part into it, if he's not already doing, which maybe he is, maybe he's not. At the end of the day, building that authority by giving out free information is also going to help it so that now you're able to go ahead and charge for something later on, right? So once again, by actually helping them to invest in themselves. So that all comes with authority. Cody or anyone else who's taken a similar strategy to that, where once again you're getting someone to read something, pre-qualifying them with an ebook, and then trying to book a strategy session and then trying to close them after. Anyone trying to do that is not going to have success. And once again, you can get lucky. You can get lucky with what I'm about to say. But at the end of the day, you're not going to have consistent success. Consistent success. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're after. That's what we're after here. We're not after, I talk about it all the time. If you get yourself one $1,000 day in your business, right? One 1K day. Is that enough? Is that why we're getting into this, to make one $1,000 day? Absolutely not. We want to be able to, one, scale that, and on top of that, stay consistent with it, right? Make sure that we're actually doing something that's going to help someone else, right? And help actually allow us to, like you said, like either Tyler or Cody said there, if your principle is to actually help 50 people, we're actually trying to help 50 people here. So one sale isn't enough, right? So once again, going back to what I was saying there, really building that authority, that's the way you're going to actually be able to do things consistently. Right? So and how you're going to build authority, honestly, a lot of it is by displaying free value, doing all these things to now, once again, the ebook is, it sounds like he's doing the ebook is free. So Cody, I'm assuming the ebook's free. If it's not, it might not be a bad idea, honestly. I think you probably should do it for free. Or if you really want to have someone pay $3 for it, $10 for it, whatever you're doing, could not be a terrible idea. I just think that at the end of the day, treating that as like a lead magnet could be a powerful move. It is free. Good. So honestly, that's awesome, man. So I'm not going to knock on Cody here, honestly. I like that strategy. I think that at the end of the day, anyone doing a strategy like that, which a lot of us are doing something in the ballpark of it, you have to make sure that everything else is intact for that to work. Because at the end of the day, people aren't going to read your book as much. People aren't going to do X, Y, Z if they don't believe that you are someone that can help them, right? At the end of the day, that has to be there. You hear me, maybe you've heard me talk about it here, maybe you haven't. Rapport, right? When I talk about rapport, I talk about it not just being, how's the weather going today? Oh, how's this going? Oh, you're from this city? Great. Oh, I'm from, my cousin's from there. Real rapport is showing you're someone that can actually help somebody. Real rapport is showing that you're an expert. Real rapport is showing that you're enthusiastic. Real rapport is showing that you're an authority, that you're a force to be reckoned with. At the end of the day, if you prove all these things to somebody, they're going to want to buy from you more than somebody who they just had a good feeling on. Well, honestly, to give you a little quick, I didn't realize this would be so long, but I appreciate you guys being here. Keep smashing that like button if you guys are liking this. From when I was getting started here, honestly, in this industry, I remember I had a couple options for one of the high ticket programs I want to get into. And I had a couple of different affiliates who wanted to buy from me. Which one do you think I bought from? I had a couple where there was one especially where we had a great conversations. Really, he was a nice guy. But once again, there was someone else who I thought was more of an expert than him. And even though I didn't know that someone else as well, I bought from them because I believe that there's someone who could help me. So I just want to hit that core there. Make sure you got the authority. The person came off as someone who I believed would actually help me, who I believe was getting success. And once again, we may not all have results right now. We all start with nothing, right? I start with 0 results. Before you know it, you get to where you want to be by working hard and staying consistent. So at the end of the day, stay focused there. I'm telling you guys can make this happen just as long as you have that principle strategy and you're staying consistent with those tactics that are actually working. So I see, I see Cody's diving in deeper over here. Offer free bonuses also. I love it, man. There you go. Give them a custom Facebook group page cover, weekly call. Oh, so of course. One thing that, even just to talk about Cody speaking there, it sounds like he's talking about when he actually gets someone to invest with him, you have to offer bonuses. I completely agree. And I think that what you mentioned there, I think is one of the best support one of the best bonuses you can give. I always say it. Yourself. At the end of the day, point blank, period. If you can offer someone your personal support, especially if they're buying through you, like I said, I had different people I could have bought my first high ticket program I got into with. I chose the expert because I knew I'd be able to work with him personally, right? That's why I chose him, right? So at the end of the day, if someone's buying from you, there's some kind of trust factor there. If you can do what you can to actually help them, put some skin in the game. Everyone's always in this for I want passive income, right? I want passive income, this, passive income, that. I think with Facebook ads, you can have more chance for passive income, but as I said earlier, you shouldn't be dealing with Facebook ads if you're a beginner, realistically. So really offering some support, giving some of your time, is going to make it all worth it in the end. right? At the end of the day, you charge what your value is. So in the beginning, maybe you haven't had much success. You don't have to charge as much yet. As you get bigger, better, stronger, stronger in the industry, I don't mean in the gym, it's going to allow you to really grow that much more here, right? So I see one last thing Tyler said, but for me, I feel like you want to help someone first. I'm not gonna want you to tell you to buy something. I just want you to be there, be listening, so we can talk about money. Hey, honestly, that's the thing here too. As I said before, best to test. I think at the end of the day, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that's also a key thing. If you've gotten something to work, stick with it here. And that's going to help give you, and once again, we'll even move it separate from what Cody and Tyler are talking, just overall. That's how you know what tactics to focus on, is what's actually working, right? You have your principle, you have your strategy, you got your tactics. At the end of the day, these tactics, you're going to test to see what's going to work, what's not going to work. When you find something that's working, continue to work it. I think that one major flaw, this could have been a fourth key on top of what we were talking about here today. A fourth key really is all about understanding that so many people are out here trying to innovate and invent things. Everyone's trying to innovate and invent things, right? Everyone's, they want to make the hot new thing, right? Everyone thinks Steve Jobs made Apple. I'm going to make this thing and crush it. Right? These are good dreams to have, right? And I'm not knocking, your big dreams or anything like that. But let's just get real for a second, especially if you're at the ground level of your dreams right now, right? Like I told you, I should have marked this as the fourth. I might have to update the notes later. The fourth key, really, implement. Everyone wants to create something new. Everyone wants to be innovative and think of the next brand new thing. If you find something that's working, keep working it. And don't feel like you got to change something just to change it, right? Just because you feel like you're getting sick of it, getting a little bored. You can spice things up, improve something, improve the current thing. But honestly, if something is not broke, do not fix it. Do not fix it. I had a sales video I had there for a long time. And there was a long time I was thinking about, I kind of want to edit this thing. I really want to edit and make it a little better. I think I can make this thing do a little better here. But at the end of the day, it had gotten me a lot of strong leads. It was doing a great job of pre-qualifying for me. So why change it? So I didn't change it. I kept it the same way for about, a long time. I just actually changed it earlier in June because it was a little outdated, honestly. So I had to really change it in this specific example because it wasn't as relevant. I'm not going to say it wasn't as relevant, but for lack of a better term, it wasn't as relevant. So at the end of the day, that's a huge thing I want you to keep in mind. And what goes back to these tactics is we're talking here earlier in this Facebook with Tyler and Cody here especially. Find a tactic, try it out, best to test it out. If you get it working and it starts getting some results, hammer it in. And this is even why I talked about too. You can continue with that tactic here. Once again, let's bring it back to the core three. This is how we started here today. Let's bring it back to the core three. Principle, strategies, tactics, right? So now a tactic can be, once again, we'll just go with the whole ebook, sales call, whatever. You have this one strong tactic that's working. And I like Tyler had mentioned multiple platforms. This is what I'm trying to get at here. Well, now you can add another strategy to it, right? So right now you have this strategy here, Facebook organic. You're doing this something. It's getting you some sales. It's working. You realize now it's working. You booked some calls. You've gotten some sales. You're helping people out. It's working. Continue with this tactic because it's working. Now this strategy is working because the tactic tied to it's working. Now branch off. Now you have the opportunity to branch off. I didn't start doing email marketing until I had my first 10K month in Facebook organic. Because I did not want to get... Honestly, I had a Facebook group when I had my first 10K month, but I was not using it. Because it wasn't what was getting me the success. I had something that was already working. Why dive deep into something else? That right there is a prime example as really why not to invent things all the time. Right? At the end of the day, that is a strategy that correlates. It's another way for me to help affiliates, especially at the core, help 50 affiliates make their first sale. It's a way that helps. But at the end of the day, I have something that's working. I was still newer to this at the time. So I'm going to focus on what's working. and that's what was working. So I had a Facebook group. It was more so just to stand still. It was for what a bunch of other people do with their Facebooks that are quote unquote trying to be active, but they have 30 people. At the end of the day, I'm not knocking on that because once again, we all start from the same place. But at the end of the day, if you only have 30 people in your Facebook group, is that where you want to focus your energy on reaching your principal? I don't think so. I think that it can be something you work on the back end. Like I said, it's okay to have multiple platforms. To me, probably fit my Facebook group I treat as my second platform, honestly, because it's a whole other beast. So that's really how it goes there. Cody, I see Cody and Tyler still going here. Okay, I see you're saying I've seen this a lot. Most people, but I would help you. But I would help use. Use the strategy, then just talk about it. Fix. Yeah, man. There you go. I'm telling you. I'm glad this is resonating with both of you guys, honestly, because this is and hopefully everyone else here too. I see plenty of other people over here on the live. Hey, if you guys especially watch it to this, say hashtag made it to the end, or hashtag we made it, hashtag congratulations to yourself. I love it. I'm telling you. Hey, at the end of the day, I came in here wanting to at least give you guys some 3 keys here to your business. And I think that is, once again, especially made this far, and if you listen to anything in between, I think that we made that happen for you. Because once again, I'm telling you right now, for someone who's, like I said, I don't got to talk about my results right now. Just take my word for it, right? Understanding this is what has truly helped me. It's truly helped me. And I didn't make up all this by myself, right? I've had guidance along the way that has told me when I am focused on the wrong things, to stop it. I'm nitpicking in something. I'm focusing in Messenger, my Esther conversation. I'm worried too much about how I'm reaching out to people and the way the language I'm using and all this. Oh, am I using the right amount of emojis? Is that really the reason you're not making your sales? Because the right emoji selection? Is that what's holding you back? You and I both know the answer. Come on now. That's not it. Let's dive deeper and realize what's working, stick with it, and focus on it, right? At the end of the day, emojis aren't the direct correlation to you making that principle a possibility, right? So I hope you guys found this super helpful. I'll wait one more sec because I apparently didn't even see you guys' questions till later. So I'm glad we got to address these. But let me know if you guys have any other questions real quick. I have, looks like I got a call in 7 minutes. Not a call, but I got my mentorship. We got our calls on Monday. So I want to go ahead and make sure I get there on time. So you guys want to spit over a last question? I'm happy to take care of that. Let me know here. In the meanwhile, I'll give 10, 30 seconds or something. But like I said, let this stuff stick, man. Let this stuff stick. I believe in you guys. I love having you guys all here in this community. And I think the reason you're here is because you want to grow, learn more, and be effective. I think be effective with your time. I've made plenty of trainings in the past about how to be effective with your time management, how to be effective with your messenger consistency. At the end of the day, it's all about knowing how to be effective. And that's kind of why, even as we were talking about there before, knowing how to be effective with your strategy, with actually what you're doing day to day and your tactics, and you find something that works, stick with it. Stick with it. Keep going with it. Because at the end of the day, it's being effective. It's something that is producing results. So don't mess it up. Don't mess it up there. Troy, great to see you here live. Like I said, anyone else got any questions there? If you got in here later, definitely... We went over a lot today, so I'm not saying you have to watch the whole thing, but especially in the beginning, that was really where I hit the core. But honestly, we talked about a lot of good points. I appreciate Tyler and Cody here for really showing that love and really opening us up, letting us know your guys' strategies a little bit and understanding your own kind of personal examples and how you feel about all this. I love it. You guys are stars today. I love it, man. But yeah, if that's it, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, give myself a little snack here before 5. It's 5 Eastern here. I don't know where you guys are. But yeah. Great stuff today, and I will see you guys soon. I will probably have, like I said, this one was a little more impromptu. I'll probably do my normal lives later in the week, but I want to just jump in here and show you guys some love here. So appreciate you guys, and hey, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Make sure you go ahead and like this if you got a ton of value from, which I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel, and absolutely go ahead and join us in our Original Chapters community. Links right down there in the description, and as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. I'll see you later.